time spinning around.
Finishing on this other side, that's Ahmadinejad.
Coming up a little bit later in this weight class, Townsend Saunders of the USA, but right now, Ibo Ozidi of Nigeria. And he will be wrestling in the red singlet, going against Callum McNeil of Great Britain. McNeil, 26 years old, out of Glasgow. He was 10th in the 1991 World Championships. And Ozidi from Nigeria is 18, and he was 10th in the 1990 World. So a pretty even match coming up here in this 149.5-pound weight class.
Well, both were losers in their first round bout. Ozidi losing to Asbus, who we just saw win that match. And of course, McNeil, also a loser. He was shut out by Townsend Saunders. And that score was 5-0. So both wrestlers facing elimination here.
Double elimination in these Olympic Games. You must lose twice to be out. And interesting, the FILA Congress voting today looks like they're going to put in a bracket system where you need to continue winning. One loss and you'll be out unless you lose to a wrestler who's in the finals. And they're thinking about running the one weight class in one day.
That'll be an awful interesting concept. Imagine having to wrestle 5 matches in one day, including the gold medal match that night. These rules were, this has been reported to us. We do not have a copy of the rules. They have not been fully confirmed. But I think what they're trying to do is make it easier for the wrestling public to understand, or actually the general public to understand. The wrestling public does understand the pool system. You've always run to having these A versus B, and A winning, and then B beats C, and then C beats A. And that's why the double elimination format, just because style clashes. However, under a single elimination format, I wonder if they're going to keep a random draw. Or are they going to seed?
No, there will be no seeding. They're talking right now about leaving it the way it is. I think they feel it's the way we do it in the NC2A tournament in high school in America. But, of course,
we have the draws.
We have a seeding system, right. And we also do wrestle back throughout most of the competition. This would make it very, very dramatic changes. I'm not sure why they want to change, Jeff. We've just seen the implementation of new rules here. Why change them? Give them an opportunity to work and see what happens.
Well, I think what they want to do is make it easier to understand how did the guy get to the finals. Right now, with the classification point system, positive point system to determine winners of the pool, you know, sometimes it does get a little bit like trigonometry, but it isn't that tough to understand if you have a sheet of paper in front of you. Hopefully it's understandable if you have 2 announcers that can explain it to you. However, if you have a single bracket system, it's very simple. If you win the match, you advance, and it's clear to see who your next opponent is going to be and how we got to the finals.
Well, Wojda of Poland, the referee, stops that action on the edge of the mat. McNeil just having a turn, but they said his head went out of bounds and no points. They bring him back to their feet with 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. No score between Nigeria, Ozidi of Nigeria, and McNeil of Great Britain.
You had this situation with Foy where if he pinned his opponent, he was automatically in the finals. But if he shut his opponent out, he would not be in the finals, as though if he did lose and let his win and let his opponent score a point, he then would be back in the gold medal match. And there we would think a larger margin of victory would get you to the finals. It actually didn't. It worked against you. And people ask, well, why is that so? And the reason is when you have that A beats B, B beats C, and then C beats A, you have to have that opponent. In Foy's situation, you had to have all 3 ties so that it went back to the classification points outside the round robin, the final 3 in each pool, and that would have delivered Michael Foy into the finals. Now, if you could understand that, you would understand the pool system as it exists. Otherwise, you'll probably enjoy the bracket system, but maybe they got to think about seeding. Take a look at international records, have the wrestlers continually wrestle on a certain amount of tournaments so that everybody has the chance to compete against one another, giving a fair seeding.
But we're not going to do that with the new rules changes, so it'll really make a dramatic change this next year. Ozidi ahead 1-0, used that nice high double, but he only gets 1 point for the takedown. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. And we're going to have a caution against McNeil of Great Britain. And Ozidi will take advantage of the opportunity to put him down and try to turn him. Qualifying system to get to these Olympic Games. The field now smaller than it has been in previous Olympics. 179 freestylers to match the 187 Greco-Roman wrestlers that competed last week. Have to place in your Continental Championships or place in the top 10 in the world to get here.
Well, McNeil of Great Britain is trailing. One to nothing, and he's going to have to start to really pick up the pace here. Down to about 1:30. Plenty of time. But it seems as though the Nigerian wrestler is controlling the pace. Ozidi doing a nice job, and he's going to score again. Nice takedown. Goes up 2 to nothing.
18-year-old Ibo Ozidi now ahead 2 to nothing. Minute and 18 seconds to go. McNeil, the only wrestler, I believe, competing in these Olympic Games for Great Britain.
Well, certainly in this weight class.
I believe in the game, Chef.
I'm impressed with Ozidi. He's doing a nice job. Now we'll see what he's made of here. Single leg attack by McNeil. Let's see if he can finish the technique.
54 seconds to go. Puts it down
And
to the
that's
mat.
gonna
He's
do
going
it.
to get one. Well, did he have exposure on the back? Well, they're not going to call anything.
I don't think they're going to give him a point. He never had control. Wasted opportunity. Almost put Ozidi on his back, and that would have given him the lead. Another nice single leg.
Well, the Nigerian doing a nice job of countering here with time running down, and he's in on his own attack, and that will be one for the takedown.
That's going to score again. Go up 3 to nothing now, and the one thing you can do when your opponent comes at you aggressively, he leaves angles that you can exploit, openings that you can score with, and that is what's happening to McNeil. He's trying his best, but in the process, he leaves himself open, and Ozidi capitalizing.
Andrzej Wojda of Poland, the referee, calling time out there while McNeil regrouped here. They're back to the center, ready to go. 18 seconds to go. Ozidi leading 3 to nothing. Wrestling in the A pool in this 149.5 pounds. The B pool going simultaneously on the center mat in this Olympic wrestling pavilion. Time running down. And another point for Ozidi of Nigeria. And he is going to win this match 4 to nothing. Ibo Ozidi of Nigeria will win this match over Callum McNeil of Great Britain 4 to nothing.